Angela.
No, I don't shake hands with women for religious reasons. Yeah, for religious reasons.
In that case, I don't think I can speak to you anymore.
This is actually very funny. Anytime Islam states its rules and regulation, that is what they are supposed to do in Islam and what they are not supposed to do, like one of the rules which says that a male and a female cannot touch each other or shake each other's hand. So many non-Muslims usually have problem with this kind of laws. But if these laws are being made by other sets of people or other society or something, they won't have any problem with it. But because it is Islam and they want to do anything they can do in order to destroy Islam, they usually have problem with this kind of things, like shaking of hand. This is very clear in Islam that a man and a woman cannot shake hand except they are your close relatives. Just like here in this video, this lady here, the non-Muslim woman, is not a close relative to Muhammad Hijab. So she tries to shake him and Muhammad Hijab rejected her. But instead of her to try to understand the reason why he said no, that he can't shake hand with her, she decided to get upset and walk away and said since he can't shake hand with her, then therefore she have nothing to talk about with him. Let us take a look at the video and see what happens.
Angela.
No, I don't shake hands with women for religious reasons. Yeah, for religious reasons.
In that case, I don't think I can speak to you anymore.
Why? Is that what you know?
Because I think that's really offensive.
No, men.
Actually, she has any reason.
But hold on.
Shake hands.
No, but hold on. Let me tell you something though. Yeah, this is good. This is good. It shows you that they're incapable of having conversation with someone who doesn't believe in certain values. So they wouldn't be shaking hands with a tribal leader in Africa. They walk away from them. Because you're not allowed to shake hands with tribal leaders in Africa.
Yeah, exactly.
If you had a Jew, you wouldn't shake hands with them because an Orthodox Jew. So in other words, if you don't believe in our liberal values the way we accept them and the way we shape them and the way then we're not going to have conversations with you. So that's intolerance.
Exactly.
That's liberal intolerance. And I'm very happy it was on camera. Walk away. It's feministic intolerance. White person's intolerance. Very good. I'm very happy. Walk away. Because you know what? I'm going to speak to people on my terms. You know, if you don't want to touch me, you don't have to touch me. I'm not going to force you to touch me. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And this is the ridiculousness of feminism. Let's move on the subject. Let's change the subject to something else. If a woman, think about this from a second wave feministic discourse. If a woman decided that she doesn't want to be touched by a man, and that was her feministic stance, that actually I don't want to be, you know, touched by a man, etc., then it would be a matter of stance, a matter of ideology. And if I were to protest against that, I'll say, look, this is the autonomous decision making of a woman who is second wave feminist who decided that she doesn't want to be touched by a man. Why should you enforce your will to touch a man?
So this is what we have been talking about. Like in some societies, like in some part of Africa, you don't shake hand with the leaders. In fact, in some places, you don't even stand and greet with the leaders. Neither will you shake hand or do something they see as disrespectful with the leader. If you want to greet the leader, you have to lie down on the floor and greet the leader. In some society, that is in some parts of Africa, you don't shake hand with the leaders because they see it as disrespectful, and you have to follow these rules and regulation. And this does not mean that you don't talk to them or you don't seek for anything or have a discussion with them. No, you can still have a discussion with them, but you just have to follow their rules and regulation because they have reason why they gave those rules, why they follow those rules and regulation. And so also in Islam, there are rules and regulation in Islam, and every rule has a reason why those rules are being put in place in Islam, like the shaking of hand. You know, Islam is very much concerned with morality, and anything that has to do with adultery or fornication, Islam frown at this kind of things so much because anything that will lead someone to committing adultery or fornication, Islam has put things in place in order to curb all those things. And that is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الزَّنَا, that we shouldn't move close to committing adultery or fornication. And these things here, like shaking of hand, touching a woman or having a hug with her, these are the kind of things that used to take someone close to committing zina. Because if you don't do all these things, there is no way your mind will start thinking or having interest in committing fornication or adultery. Like if you don't have any contact with a female, like having an immoral discussion or having a handshake or a hug or something like that, that used to take someone close to committing fornication or adultery, I don't think there is anything that can make you come close, even though you might want to commit it with a certain woman. But because of all these rules and regulations that have been put in place, you can't move close to committing it. You can't even say it out because there are so many rules and regulations in Islam. And these rules and regulation help in controlling and minimizing the rate at which people commit fornication and adultery. Thank you very much for listening to my video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.